This is video 2 of 4 covering the Chapter 20 class notes. In this video, starting at the top of page 5, we will go through page 9 and we will begin covering the comprehensive example of the master budget process. So you're given a lot of information, some beginning balance sheets. We're just going to go to the next page though because I kind of break it up as we go. The very first thing you're asked to use that information for is to derive a sales budget. Basically, a sales budget I use to help me estimate my total sales in future periods. I was told that I expect to sell the following number of units in each of these periods, and that I sold 10,000 units in March. I'm told that the expected selling price is $25 per unit. I want total dollars budgeted sales for April, May, and June. I expect to sell 10,500 units at $25 each in April. So $262,500 in sales for April. I expect to sell 9,500 units in May. $237,500 in sales in May. I expect to sell 10,000 units in June at $25 a piece. So $250,000 in estimated sales in June. Then I'm asked to do my production budget. Production budget basically just tells me how many units I think I need to produce, which is always basically the number of units I need for the current period, plus the units I want to have on hand for next period, my head start on next period. Basically that's ending inventory, minus the units I already have, basically beginning inventory. So current units plus ending inventory minus beginning inventory. So these are the budgeted sales units I have from the prior problems info. That's basically what I need for the current period. So I need the units that I expect to sell. Plus it tells me that I want 80% of next month's units that I plan on selling. 80% of the units I'll sell in the next month. So I want 80% of that 9,500. So I want 7,600 units. So the total units I need for April, plus to get on hand for May, add those up. I need 18,100 units. I've already got for here my March 31st ending inventory, which will be April's beginning. I already have 8,400 units, so I need 18,100. I've already got 8,400 of those. Subtract those. I need to produce 9,700 units. In May, I need 9,500 units that I'll sell in May, plus 80% of those that I plan on selling in June. 10,000 times 0.8 is 8,000 units. So altogether for this month and next month I need 17,500 units. This is April's ending inventory, which means it should be May's beginning inventory. So I need 17,500 units. I expect I will have 7,600 of them already. So take the 17,500 I need minus the 7,600 I will already have. I will need to produce 9,900 in May. In June, I need 10,000 units for June's sale. I also want to go ahead and get 80% of July's at 10,500. So I want 8,400 units for July. Altogether, I need 18,400 units. I expect that I will already have 8,000 of those at the beginning of the month. So the 18,400 I need minus the 8,000 I will already have, I will need to produce 10,400 in June. Next, my direct materials budget. So we want raw material inventory to be 50% of next month's budgeted direct materials needed for production. On March 31st, I have 2,425 pounds. I expect to have 2,100 pounds on June 30th. That will be my ending inventory. Each unit produced requires a half a pound of direct materials at $12.60 per pound. How much do we expect to purchase in direct materials during each of those months? So I'm getting the number of units I plan on producing right here, bringing those down. So in April, I think I'm going to make I need to produce 9,700 units. Every unit that I produce requires a half a pound of the materials. So 9,700 times 0.5, the 9,900 times 0.5 for May, 10,400 times 0.5 for June. So for these periods, that's how many pounds I need for each month's production. I also want to go ahead and have 50% of the materials I'll need for the next month. So I want 50% of that 49.50. Fifty percent of that 5,200. This is given 2,100 pounds for subsequent periods in June, or by the end of June. Then I want to subtract what I already have. So in April, I begin with that 2,425 pounds. Remember that one month's ending is the next month's beginning. So I need 4,850 pounds for the current month. Sorry, I need 2,475 for the current month. Oh, sorry. I'm going to get it right here in a minute. 4,850 for the current month. I also want to go ahead and get 2,475 for next month. So I need 73.25. I've already got, so subtract 24.25, 2,425 pounds. So I need to buy 4,900 pounds at $12.60 per pound. That comes out to 61,740. In May, I will need 4,950 or 4,950 pounds for May. I want to go ahead and get 2,600 more to start on June. So I need 7,550 total. I will already have 2,475 pounds of those materials, meaning that I will need to purchase 5,075 pounds in May. I expect those will cost $12.60 each, so multiply by $12.60. That says I need to spend $63,945 on those materials. Then in June, I need $5,200 to cover June. I want to go ahead and get $2,100 more for July, so I need $7,300 in total. I expect I'll already have 2,600 pounds of those, meaning I will need to buy 4,700 pounds of the materials at a cost of $12.60 per pound, so for $59,220. Then direct labor. These units to produce still come from that prior calculation from the production budget. So it says producing any one unit requires 0.25 direct labor hours. That costs $15 per direct labor hour. How much do I expect to have in direct labor in each of the following months? So, going to produce 9,700 units in April per my prior calculations. Each of those going to require 0.25 direct labor hours each. So I need a total of 2,425 direct labor hours. $2,425 direct labor hours times $15 each is $36,375 in direct labor cost. For May, I'm going to make 9,900 units. They require 0.25 direct labor hours each, so 2,475 direct labor hours at a cost of $15 each. 37,125 in direct labor, 10,400 in June, each taking me 0.25 direct labor hours, 2,600 direct labor hours at a cost of $15 each, for a total cost of $39,000. Then factory overhead. Each unit, each direct labor hour is associated with $360 in variable overhead. I had 2,425 direct labor hours for April, 2,475 for May, 2,600 for June. Multiply those. $8,730 in variable overhead. Every month has $5,000 in fixed overhead. It will not matter what's going on that month. It's just $5,000 per month. $8,730 plus the $5,000 in fixed is $13,730. Then in May, $3.60 times 24.75 direct labor hours. $89.10 plus 5,000 fixed overhead is $13,910. $3.60 times 2,600 direct labor hours is $93.60 in variable overhead for June plus 5,000 fixed, $14,360 in total overhead for June. Then I've got my selling expense, basically the S part of SG&A. It says sales commissions are 12% of sales paid. It's 12% of sales, and they are paid in the month of the sale. Then I've got a sales manager salary that'll be $3,500 in April, and then it increases to $4,000 per month in May and June. These are my amounts of sales for April, May, and June. This is from the sales budget that we did first. Going to get 12% sales commission for each one of those. Total selling expenses of $35,000. And in May, $237,500 times 0.12 plus 4,000 is 32,500, and 250,000 times 0.12. 30,000 in sales commission plus 4,000 is 34,000. In general and admin, I'm told that I've got $8,000 for admin salaries. I'm going to assume that's the same every single month. And then 0.9% monthly interest for long-term notes payable has a balance of 200,000, and I don't expect it to change. So 200,000 every period, and that's 0.9% monthly interest. So every month, it's $1,800 in interest. 8,000 plus 1,800, $9,800 every month. And because that loan balance is never expected to change, that interest amount should just always be 1,800. Okay, that is the end of video 2. We will pick back up with video 3 at the top of page 10.